Michael DeCarlo here for decarlosdanger.com. Because no matter your political persuasion, everyone can laugh at a little wiener joke. All right, it's Thursday, the 25th of May, 2017, at approximately 20 minutes to 10 a.m. on the West Coast. So Pacific Daylight Time. I've already been outside and watered my plants. Got some squash that are sprouting. My peppers are taking off really well. My kales are taking root and made the transfer. I only lost half of them in the transfer from going inside to outside. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of empowering knowing that you're able to sustain yourself. It's kind of cool. But anyway, I don't know what I wanted to talk about today. Let's give you like a last week update. What the hell's really been going on? I had a bomb threat at my wife's school on Friday, which the city and the school blew it. The school already knows that they blew it. They've already had to have a plan of action. But as far as I'm concerned, the school's responsibility is to get the kids to a spot of safety, relative safety, and then have the government come in like they're supposed to, because they're responsible for public safety, and whisk the kids away. They could have taken them on any bus. It could have been a city bus. I don't care. But you let them sit there for an hour, and then you marched them right by the damn buildings. I understand that an officer probably went inside and went through every room and said, hey, it looks normal. I get it. That guy should have another tool at his disposal to say, hey, the animal detected no explosive residue odor or odor residue or whatever. I mean, is that too much to ask? I mean, public safety. There's just kids. That's what we do everything for. That's what we do the Cove for. We're getting ready to spend, $300,000 on the Cove. Can't afford to fix the wave pool in it. Yeah. You feel like one too? Yeah, me too. Well, anyway. So, a dog. I'm going to estimate a dog's going to be about the cost of one officer. His base pay without overtime. And without sick days. And without the lapse of judgment, to only do what you're trained and not make errors or mistakes, like a machine, garbage in, garbage out. See, that's what happens when you're representing the people and providing a service, and you're actually living on their tax dollars. You try to make things better because you try to make things more efficient. Because you too are a consumer, you are a taxpayer. A foundation of expectations can be set that it's no problem. It's all about defining value, all right? The government pretty much has defined value as we don't mean anything, just give us your property, whether that be money or land or whatever you have, or chickens or eggs or whatever, because they just need it to sustain itself and to live, because government creates nothing. All it does is confiscate the success of others. That's there. All right. So, props to every one of my council members in Sierra Vista. I have something positive to say about every single one of them. Each one of them said something that made sense. It really did. I mean, even if it was, it's so much easier to give than it is to take away. Yeah, no kidding. Let that sink in. Or my favorite one, I think this should be like the quote of the decade, from our city manager. Where are you at, buddy? Where are you at? Daggum. Oh, geez. Yeah. Well, anyway, fair enough. I'll keep going. I don't have it right here in front of me. I have another one, though. Because I just want to keep, I want to keep on this dog thing. Because they're spending $1 million on trucks. A dog, 3 dogs wouldn't cost more than that. The Cove, they're spending $300,000 on. They're spending $200,000 and $205,000 on building security initiatives. I would think that those building security initiatives would be better spent on bomb-sniffing dogs. Yeah. Because the government doesn't need to be secure. It already is. They got cameras everywhere. There's no way or no reason for. If you're going to attack the government, you're just freaking stupid. You're not really stupid. You just haven't looked at the big flick. You don't win. It doesn't end well. Then fry cleanup, carryover $60,000. Anyway, yeah, there's about $265,000 in a building in Frytown right next door that they could use for those dogs that could be used right there in that school, and plus another $300,000 so that each school could have its own bomb sniffing dog, and that way the kids can learn the responsibility of taking care of an animal. And yeah, that would actually be good. Yeah, be good therapy, be good team building. It would. Anyway, fair enough. Done with that. Done with that about of money. Moving on. The public safety retirement costs must be cut. Oh yeah, the police officers. You're. I hate to tell you this. Your pensions, they're done, dude. They're not going to happen. They're unsustainable. They're not fundable. You act and you dress up like soldiers, and you think you're soldiers. You're not soldiers. Some of you guys are felons. Some of you. Some of you are. Yeah, most of you are really good guys, and I'd have a beer with you right now. But some of you people have ruined other people's lives and committed felonies on your own. Yeah. But the teen center lease sounds to me like dog. Every time everybody's spending money at this thing, dog. I kept dog, public safety, dog. Yeah, just something simple. It's something about neglect and decay. Oh, neglect. Oh, it was the use destroys the field. No, neglect and the decay destroys the baseball fields. You have so much land out here. There's a lot of potential. That's all I'm saying. A lot of potential. I don't know the right way. I just know there's a lot of potential. There's better ways to do it. We're not doing it the right way. And we're done with that. So, cops, I'm sorry. I love you all, my brothers, but you're not going to get your pension because you're going to just understand that you're going to fold like I'm forced to fold as a veteran because, yeah, it's just very frustrating. Very, very frustrating, especially when you figure out that you were the king's man for such a long time, and then you really see what your value is in the long run. But cool thing is I do have some residual income, and I'm able to do stuff like this for fun. And actually make a little bit of money off it, too. Once in a while. Community development. How many enforcement zones or boundaries are there? This is very important stuff because every one of the council members up there are saying that there's a better way to do it. Each of them are saying it. They're all saying there's a better way to do it. Everyone is. The government's already divided us up. You've let them do it. So all I would say is that you divide us up, I don't know the answer. That's just it. But I'm telling you, you've been divided up. Pay attention to it. Bravo Zulu to the police department on turning down overtime. And what my thought process is that you're a sworn officer of the law. And like I said, 99% of you guys are good guys, and I have a beer with you. And what you're saying when you turn it down is that it's not needed. Because your kind of job is that once that sandwich is created, everybody's got to take a bite. So if you don't come into work and you're turning down overtime, it's because it's not needed. It's not because you're lazy. And they said police officer, the highest paid in city employee. Sergeant, I'd keep on working because the police department is going to be getting smaller because we do not have a population base to support it. So I understand exactly what you're doing, and I did the same thing when I was a contractor. I worked my butt off for the last 2 years while I was rarely home, which would explain why my sewers haven't acted up like they expected them to do. Example of the Cove. The Cove. The Cove was built by the governments at the expense of the wealth of the people. Don't know exactly how much it costs. Don't really care. But it's broken. It's an example of the government system. The government system in Sierra Vista is as broken as the Cove. The people have to fix it. And it's going to cost a lot. Whereas the Cove, we don't have to fix it. It doesn't have to cost a lot. But it's one of those, if you build it, you got to maintain it. That's why smaller government usually works out pretty good. Anyway, to the transportation study. 519 people. Outstanding. There was over 519 people at my wife's school, and they were sat there for an hour. And then they were transported away. They sat there for over an hour. Okay? It's, But the Sierra Vista Unified School District transports probably close to, I don't know, they got 5,719 students. So they transport they're looking at a $2 million budget too for buses, or 2 million, 2.1, yeah, 2 million. And they're transporting 5,719 people twice a day for 10 months a year. I think that the city and the school district can learn from the school district and doing things in a much more efficient way, because the school district actually used the city's population database to compile its borders, and uses also input from the county, because the county on the property taxes, which is why the folks the good neighbors I had across the street from me saved up for a year to make enough down payment to get a house and to move over by the Italian neighborhood, like a Di Medici's, and over on the other side of town, where the old Buena township would be. Yeah, and then they're busing those kids over here to the other side of me, to Carmichael, where they moved there specifically because they stayed within the same school boundary, elementary school boundaries for their kids at Bella Vista, same as here. It's a good school, good people. They're actually a lot more. That's the whole thing, is I don't understand why we are as covered in feces as we are when we have this many good people in our society. It's just that nobody's paying attention. But here it is, city manager. Props to you. You said the federal money handcuffs logic. And I say to you, well said, Mr. City Manager. So let's make sure that those community development block grants that we're trying to get to sustain, and all those other grants, federal grants that you get, remember, federal money handcuffs logic. Good job, sir. And here's the deal. It's really kind of funny. 40 years ago in Cleveland, I was a kid. The city grew so big and so large so fast, and it was one of the most prosperous cities in the nation in the 50s. And then in the 70s, it went bankrupt, and it defaulted on loans. But guess what's still there? The city of Cleveland's still there. Still there. It can't be done. You ain't got to raise taxes. You can default. It's cool. You built it. You built it. And there's people in here that have been here for 30 years. Built it. They built it all with your money. All right, now, parting questions here. Thoughts? To the police chiefs and Miss Ash, there's concern. The lady's concerned about the sex crimes related stuff. I can see those gonna increase, because the longer you send people in society out to become soldiers to fight wars that are not required to be fought, and then they come back, and we're different. I get it. We really are, and it's fine. I'm not, but you're gonna have that, okay? You can't. Part of being a warrior is having the beast in you and keeping it in the cage. So, but always having it available to be used when you need to. Like having a bag by the door to go out, you get a phone call, I got to go somewhere. But yes, it is a community issue, and it's going to be really a community issue here, because this is a military town, and you're going to see it higher here because you have wartime veterans, and that's just a fact. You can train us all you want to and call us animals or whatever, but we did this for you. It makes no sense. Well, anyway, Michael DeCarlo here for decarlosdanger.com. Finishing up, it really feels as though we have been managed out of existence, or managed to the precipice where you can't manage yourself out of these parts. But anyway. Voting for change, Mr. Mayor. That's right. You said that. Key things is that they voted for the recommendations. Well, anyway, Michael DeCarlo for decarlosdanger.com. Told everybody I'd say or whatever. But, signing off. Take care.